How to make easy buttercream shamrock cookies. First, I'm going to try and match my icing to these sprinkles that I have. I have about a cup of icing. I'm going to add 1 drop of Americolor Forest Green. Mix that around with my spatula. I had previously made this buttercream and it had been in the fridge. I let it set out on my counter to soften a little bit for maybe about 30 minutes. I got a pretty color, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for, so I'm going to add a little bit more coloring, 1 drop of leaf green from Americolor, and mix that in. I love using a glass bowl when I mix icing so I can scrape the sides and make sure that I can see that all the coloring is getting mixed into my icing. You can find a link to the buttercream recipe that I use in the show description. Alright, we're going to put our icing in our bag. This is a helpful trick that I like to use. Put out a sheet of plastic wrap. We're going to plop our icing down into the middle of that square plastic wrap. You could also just fill a piping bag if that is easier for you. And we'll take 1 corner of the plastic wrap and fold it to the opposite corner, making a triangle. And we'll roll that plastic wrap and twist the ends. This gives you a little capsule that your icing can sit in, and it's easier to slip into your piping bag. Next, we're going to grab a reusable piping bag with the tip already cut off fit and slip our piping tip down into the end of it. I'm using a Wilton 1A for this tutorial. After snipping off the end of your piping bag or your plastic wrap, you can slide it into the reusable piping bag and you're ready to go. You're going to start by piping a dot with your piping bag perpendicular to your cookie and dragging as you release the bag towards the center of the cookie. You will be releasing the bag very slowly and creating a teardrop shape. You'll do the same thing for the second half of the leaf, making a heart shape. Continue the same process for the other 2 leaves of your shamrock. Now we're going to add some sprinkles to give it a little bling. Be sure to have something underneath your cookie to catch any extra sprinkles that fall off. Our last step here, we're going to add the stem of our shamrock. The round piping tip that I'm using is about the equivalent of a 7 or 8 size round tip. Thanks for watching today. Please come back to see some more ideas worth tasting.